Welcome to the second episode of DC Heroes. This is a very short episode today, but we're going to talk about some stuff, but we are going to be previewing The Suicide Squad today because I'll be seeing the film tonight, and we're going to do a live spoiler review discussion on the film later this upcoming weekend, so look forward to that, you guys. That being said, let's talk about it. Before we get into Suicide Squad, because we're going to talk about Suicide Squad in a second, because obviously we'll talk about that very soon. Before we get started, there was also some TV news, and the thing is that we get to see our first picture of Tyler Hoechlin, I probably pronounced that name wrong, in his first suit as Superman for Supergirl. He was on set. We saw the first on-set photos of Superman and Supergirl, and I gotta say, with the look of this costume, he looks like Superman. There's no doubt about it. I love these costumes. I think they're really weird kind of looking costumes. Some have little marks on them, but I love these costumes. I think they really work for what they need to do. I'm very excited to see how Tyler's going to do with Supergirl. I really enjoyed Supergirl season 1. I didn't love it as I wanted to. So hopefully this season I can get introduced into the character more, and you get to see Superman, so we enjoy that. That being said, let's get into the Suicide Squad. So DC's third film in the DC Extended Universe opens everywhere tonight and tomorrow. And we're going to preview the show right now. I have not seen the film yet, but what we're going to talk about is we're obviously going to talk about the critics' reaction. We're going to talk about some other stuff. That being said, the film is coming out tonight, and a lot of people are excited for this film. I'm very excited for this film. I'm going to turn my brain off, and I'm going to notice the things that are going on in this film. I will notice the problems I might have, the problems I might not. I'm going to turn off everything I've been hearing about this movie so I can just have fun and enjoy the film. And I'm really hoping. So Rotten Tomatoes has said recently that their film, the Rotten Tomatoes review has come out recently, and the film is holding down at 31% on Rotten Tomatoes the last time I checked. I'm not for certain what's at now, but no, this is the third film of the DC Extended Universe that the critics have not liked. I'm completely biased. I have seen the films. In my opinion, I have loved both Superman, Man of Steel, and Batman vs. Superman. I think they have nailed it the first two more than they have Marvel. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Suicide Squad. And there's also was that we heard Warner Brothers tested 2 cuts of the film at test screenings, and one was darker and one was lighter, and they went with the lighter tone, and that's the one maybe I think the critics would have really enjoyed the darker one if they really saw it more. But, all this talk about Suicide Squad and fans wanting to put down a petition just so they could, because they're against and they haven't even seen the movie yet. Just, am I worried about the movie? I'm a little bit, but I'm going to go into Suicide Squad with my mind knowing that I really just want to have a fun time. In my honest opinion, these movies have gone 2 straight films. In my opinion, I love Man of Steel and I love Batman vs. Superman. I think they have handled that perfectly the past 2 films. To me, I'm going in as a fan. I'm going in as somebody who loves DC Comics, who loves this stuff, but you can understand why people don't like it, why the critics don't like this movie. They're not aimed for the critics. These are aimed for the fans. And that's what I really want to enjoy, I really want to like this movie, and I want to enjoy this movie. And that's what I feel like I hope I can do. I'm hearing great stuff from friends of mine who have seen the film and who are fans and who are not even fans of the comic books. Enjoy the film. So go in with your own thoughts. Like the film if you don't. If you don't, tell me down below. We'll talk about the movie full of spoilers and discussions on Saturday, so look forward to that. Now let's get into a new segment called Spotlight, where we preview a film that we want to talk about from the DC world. So we're going to talk about Green Lantern. This came out in 2011, and it was very different because right before that we had The Dark Knight, which is easily the greatest comic book movie of all time. And when this movie came out, a lot of people were very excited for it. It was the director of Casino Royale and GoldenEye doing it, and it was the start of this DC Universe movie. But I will say, this movie sucks. And I'm going to say why this movie sucks. This movie was the biggest excuse of something trying to feel so meshed together and so meshed that it destroyed what I thought. I love Green Lantern. And I will say the positive about this movie, Ryan Reynolds, I thought he was great as Green Lantern. I will say, though, Why do you need to put Paradox and I just had his name and I forgot it. There's so many villains brought into this character. They brought so much, and they left the biggest what the F moment at the post credit when he brings Sinestro Corpse. It's just a gigantic mess. It is a huge mess. And this was kind of the movie they were hoping would start the DC Extended Universe. Sadly, that didn't happen. But I just hate this movie with the passion. And, it's very interesting because you look at this. I honestly, what is the worst DC film of all time? In my opinion, it's Supergirl. But this is definitely up there. I hate this movie with a passion. They really ruined it. And my example is because I'm hearing they're doing a Green Lantern Corps movie. And when they do, I'm very excited to see what they take because they need someone who really endorses and really just doesn't mesh together what Green Lantern was. So there you guys go. That is going to wrap up the very first episode, the second episode of DC Heroes. It was a short episode, yes it was. But I'm going to come back this upcoming Saturday. Look out, we're going to have a spoiler discussion on Suicide Squad. Look out for that, guys. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the film down below, and we'll talk next time. Leave your questions down on YouTube down below, and I will add them into next week's show. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see you guys later.